Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it happens to be your very first time here. My name is Troy, and today I'm going to be sharing the 65th update to my Anyone Can Invest portfolio. If you're brand new here and have no idea what the heck the Anyone Can Invest portfolio is, simply put, when I was scrolling around on YouTube, when I first became a dividend investor, it was so hard for me to find a dividend portfolio that was starting where I was, with $0. So I decided to create my own and track every single episode, all the triumphs and all the failures right here on the channel. But without further delay, let's go ahead and see where we left off last episode. All right, and taking a look at this screenshot, this is where we stood last episode. The first box you guys are going to see with the red box around it, that was our cost basis total, where we had a goal of $325 per holding. The box on the far right is the total gain and loss in terms of dollars and percent. Down at the bottom, we had a total account balance of $4,580.46, and the portfolio was in the green by $665.95, or up 17.11%. So this episode, this bi-weekly period, we did the same thing we always do. $60 added, $5 into each stock. And if you guys are nosy or notice, I said both. You'll notice there's a MasterCard purchase in here for $1. There's a Broadcom purchase in here for $1.11. There might be, and Carlisle Companies for $1.16. That is me evening it out, taking it out of the bonus investment money. I took that money out of there to make those things as close to these numbers as possible. So you guys can see right here, that's a good transition. We have $330 is our new goal for every single holding. There you can see our current amount for every single holding, and the amount to goal is, there's no red, which is good. That means we are in balance, or as close enough to balance as we can possibly get. So you like to see that. So this episode, or this chart rather, is my episode over episode momentum chart. Again, we have the tickers on the far left, episode 64, which was 2 weeks ago, episode 65, which is current, and then the percent change since last episode. Again, these numbers always blow my mind on how much these stocks are changing just over a period of time. And this isn't, for example, Carlisle Company, CSL, episode 64 was down 7.43%. Now it's up 4.52% for basically a 12% return over the past 2 weeks. That's not the stock's return. Obviously there's a little correlation in there. That's actually my return, like my holding on that stock, how much it's doing good. So like the crazy thing about that, like as I'm thinking this, is like my companies have my cost basis, and then as I buy them, the cost basis goes up if the company's doing well, it goes down if the company's not doing well, or at least the price isn't doing well. So the fact that these are going up or down that much, they might actually be up or down more over the last 2 weeks. This is just how much my position is up or down over the past 2 weeks. So like I said, I try to call out the big ones on here. So we have PHM down at the bottom, up 12%. Then we have that CSL I already talked about, 11.95%, which is basically 12%. And AbbVie was up almost 13%. Our big losers, down at the bottom, ODFL down 15%, and STLD down over 27.5%, which is, again, crazy for 2 weeks. So right here, this is the episode over episode momentum chart. Again, this is each of those individual holdings and how they've fared over the course of time since I've held them, episode over episode. So again, I wanted to put this chart into motion just because you guys get to see, some companies have done really well the whole time. Some companies have done pretty bad the whole time. And then also a majority of my companies have switched where they're doing and how they're doing the whole time I've had them. So this is just a nice little chart to illustrate that in motion versus just looking at a stagnant picture with a bunch of, spaghetti on it. This is a little bit better. So right here, this is my best and worst performers all time. This is, this one we actually had a tie, which is kind of crazy. So our tie for the biggest winner goes to Broadcom, or AVGO, which is up $243.46, or 73.78%. Down at the bottom, our biggest winner is also STLD, Steel Dynamics, which is up $242.86, which technically, I guess, makes Broadcom the winner, but they're both up 73.78%, which is why I said they tied. On the flip side, the biggest loser, the one holding down the portfolio, if you will, is Intuit, which is down $175.98, or 53.57%. crazy. Anyway, we look down here at the very, very bottom. The account total now sits at $4,624.73. The total portfolio is up $649.70, which is 16.43%. So it sounds like we did have a little bit of a pullback from last episode 2 weeks ago in terms of total gain, but I believe the account total, the balance from what I said earlier, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, is up. So again, I added money to it, which helps, but nonetheless, the value is going up. We're almost at $5,000 in this portfolio by adding $60 every 2 weeks, just over the long course of time. So that's cool to see. So next chart right here, we have, this is the full portfolio performance. This is how the portfolio total, so that's 16% or whatever I just said. That number will be placed on this chart. And this is every single episode and where that number sat at that episode. So again, this one's a lot easier to see because it's one number being tracked over the course of 65 episodes. But nonetheless, I did want to put this in motion because it's, again, way better to look at than a standard stagnant chart. So again, we are up $649.70 in this portfolio. We like to see that. So next up, we've only had one dividend come in since the last episode. That was on June 17th from Old Dominion Freight Line in the amount of 52 cents. So looking at this chart, all the way down there at the bottom, you can see that 52 cents on June 17th. The last dividend was 47 cents. The dividend before that was 40 cents. And the dividend from September was 33 cents. And the dividend 1 year ago for this one was 27 cents. So we went from 27 cents to 52 cents over the past year in this one. In total, Old Dominion Freight Line is up to $2.56 in total dividends paid to us in this portfolio, or 3.41% of the money received in this portfolio. So we're going to add that number in right here. And I tried to blur this and do my little cross comparison. Again, let me know if you guys want to see all the information. I don't want to, cloud the vision. So I cloud the numbers instead. So you guys can see, go all the way to the right of this chart. And for 2026 column, we are now up to $1.63 for June. Now, the cool thing is we are tied with June of last year, which we like, right? Obviously that's not progression, but the month's not over yet. I'll actually touch on that here in a second. But right now we made the same exact amount we made for all of June for 2025. We still have a couple things left to trickle in. We are up to $9.01 for the quarter, which is 59.2% higher than all of quarter two of last year. So I like to draw attention to this because you guys can see we went 53 cents, $1.63 for final, $1.63, and we still got some more work to do. So we like all those things. Down at the very bottom, the total, we're already up to $35.32. That's total, $2.94 per month, 10 cents per day, and we're already 8.8% higher than we were at all of 2025. We're not done with the first half of the year yet, so I do think we might be, 10% higher just in the first half of 2026, I should say. And then all of the rest of 2026 is going to build on that. So we like that. So next up, this is the bonus investment. Really quickly going over it, the current passive projected annual dividend income, passive, same thing, $42.99 for the year. That's the projection, not what we're currently at. Obviously, I just talked about that. So we're projected for $42.99 for the year, which is $1.65 per biweekly period. We are sitting at $21.03 in current cash. The previous bonus investment date was January 9th of this year. We already had it. And the current projected bonus investment date sits at May 31st of next year, which is 507 days after the first bonus investment date. The reason I call that one out and not how many days are left is because I want to know how quickly these things are coming. So the first one the second chart took us 724 days to reach the first bonus investment. Right now, if nothing else changes and everything stays exactly the same, which isn't going to happen, we're projecting the second one to take us 507 days. We like to see that. That's already 200 and plus days off of that, and it will get quicker. The reason this one actually went down, so if you look at this chart right here, this one actually, I should say, went up. It's later, is the easiest way to say it. It's actually gone up versus the episode 64 is because, like I said, I had those, I think I ended up spending, $3.50 to get back in balance because, the investments are weird like that. So I spent $3.50. So if that $3.50 was sitting in our current cash, we would probably have moved the expected projected bonus investment date up sooner. I'm not worried about it. We are back above the trend line, but we'll get back down there. Hopefully next episode, there isn't any any laggers that I have to, pay or catch up. So we'll get back on track. I'm not worried about that. So right here, this is what's coming. I do have this already up on my phone because I'm prepared. So right here, we can see our calendar. You'll see that the 27th is when I took this screenshot. And if you go down, the 29th is on Monday, the 30th, the last day of quarter 2. We're already halfway done through the year, which is nuts. The last day of quarter 2, we have AVGO. AVGO is expected to send me about $1, which is cool. That also has it also has an interest payment on that day. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. It also has an interest payment on that day. I should have probably put on here. I'll see if I can do it in editing. I don't have it on my screen though, so I'm not going to be looking at it. But I should have put July because this is already the very end of June. So I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it suspenseful. Probably not. I'll probably just share it with you guys. But anyway, so we have AVGO paying on the 30th. We have PHM paying on the 2nd. Let me scroll over on my side. It looks like STLD is going to be paying us on the 10th. And that's the only one I'm going to talk about between now and then because we'll have another episode between then. So, other news, it looks like on the 30th, when we have that payout date, we have STLD and DDS with the ex-dividend dates. So locking in those dividends, we like that. And then on the 9th of July, we have Intuit and MasterCard locking in their dividend payments with their ex-dividend dates as well. So, and then, yeah, we won't have anything else between now and the next episode. So those are all things that I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, this is episode 65. Let me know, again, keep in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of this series, what needs to be changed, what needs to be added, what needs to be removed. I'm all ears for that. I really think that this series is going to be even better than it currently is, not only because I'm going to get better, but also just because, like I said, nobody has anything like this, tracking biweekly investments starting from $0. Even my own portfolio, when I first started sharing that on the channel, my other portfolio, I had a couple, tens of thousands of dollars in there already. And to me, that's a disconnect that wasn't served in the community. So that's why I started this portfolio. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like and all that stuff to help me out. But until next time, see ya.